Hi out there. How you doing? Welcome back. This is Matt Duncan with Come Lose It. Welcome to episode 128. It's been a while. How's everybody been doing? I meant to get this pod out a few weeks ago. Ended up doing some recording and I just kind of gave up during half of it. I wasn't feeling it, so I stopped it. And I figured, what the hell? Let's get her going. It's June now. I'll try to get another one in June because I'm probably only going to get one in July because I'm going to Europe for about 10 days, which will be fun to recap that going to Germany. But yeah, I had a lot of notes over the last month about how to open it up. And it's just like all of the news that I've talked about that I usually go over in my opening turd is just, pretty old news. Like the election in Canada is long over. We don't need to talk about that. It's been kind of nice knowing that that's finished and that dummy Pierre fumbled a majority government only to get back into the opposition. You dummy, you. Dumb. The Leafs were in the playoffs. They are again out. It is now the Stanley Cup Finals. And as I'm recording this, the Edmonton Oilers are playing the Florida Panthers again in a rematch. And the constant pain and dismay of the Leaf fan base, it just clocks like perfect timing every year. The same thing, guys. I've been doing this a long time on here. You've heard me go off about how frustrating it is to be a fan of that team. But on the other news, my soccer team in the Premier League did well. They very luckily squeezed in to get a uh, Champions League berth for next season, so that's cool. So there are some positives in there, but I mean, we don't need to talk about the new pope. We don't need to talk about it. So I'm just going to go into a few things. It's been a weird week. A weird week overall. There's just been three things that have kind of happened that kind of it's not all jarring to my core, but it's definitely bringing up certain emotions, right? So let's talk about the first thing that happened. So my old co-host, the podcast I used to produce, the Confederacy of Dunks. Now we know I've talked about my departure from there. I left about a year and a half ago, and Freddie texted me. We haven't kept in great contact, but he did text me and notified me that he was bringing the podcast to an end. The Confederacy of Dunks is no more. They didn't really have like a farewell episode. It looks like I don't really know the whole story, but and I didn't really emotionally hang over this podcast at all. I didn't like check in on it. I didn't want to judge it or do any of that. I just wanted it to be over for me. I wanted that chapter to be closed, and I wanted them to be able to move on and do their own thing. So I never really looked into it. But then after Freddie told me that they were stopping, I was like, okay, well let's see what they accomplished in the year and a half that I was gone. And I kind of went through on Raptors Republic and I did a check there. And then I just kind of started to notice stuff changing in it. And to be honest, it was almost like I could see them being pushed into a corner by Raptors Republic. I don't know if it ended well with them. I'm getting little hints here and there that maybe it didn't. I'm not quite sure, but it seems like the podcast turned into some kind of game show, and it was just like continuing as some kind of trivia game show. So I guess they weren't talking much basketball like we normally do. And then it looks like maybe they changed podcast networks again or something at Raptors Republic, and it looks like they pulled them from the podcatcher. So it looked like Confederacy of Dunks was only operating on YouTube, by the end of it. That's what I could tell. And this quiz show did not do well compared to all the other stuff that I did on there, and as well as their other episodes when they just talk normal basketball stuff like we used to. So this quiz show thing didn't work, and it seemed like it was kind of getting locked up to being on only YouTube. So maybe Freddie just had enough of it and was like, "Well, screw this." Maybe Raptors Republic let them go. I don't know. I don't know. But it was, you know, I started this podcast the same year I started producing that podcast. I left this podcast to go and produce that podcast, and then brought this back 2 years later, and started to do it consistently since then. But I still maintain producing that podcast alongside. So it's just like knowing that it's fully done now, and I kinda saw this window as being the time I thought I would go. I knew after I left, I was like, give it maybe a year or 2 at Raptors Republic if they don't get out of there." Because, now that it's done, I can just candidly say one of the reasons just that I wanted to leave was I didn't like the fit at Raptors Republic. I didn't think that we were fitting. I didn't think that their fan base wanted to have comedians talking about basketball and trying to be funny and stuff, and then I think because of the comedian thing they didn't respect our opinion. I don't know what the fuck it is. We were just trying to have fun. We were just trying to put on a good show and entertain and just talk shit. That's all everyone else is really doing. I don't know. It's not like there are a bunch of journalists there. They're all like amateur journalists, but we didn't fit into that mold. And uh yeah, I kind of saw if Raptors Republic is who ended it, then like I just kind of saw it coming. I didn't like the fit. Really, if I stayed, we had to get up and out from there to be successful. So I don't know, but it's the end of an era. Um so that was weird. Just a bit of a weird, like not a that was like, it's weird in a sense, right? Because now I'm thinking about the podcast again for the first time in like a year and a half. I really haven't thought about it. So that's just, you put a lot of time and effort into something, and now, it's a eulogy. It's done. It's over. And then I had like kind of a mini high school reunion on last Friday, where my high school's shutting down and it's like moving to a new school. Like they built a new school somewhere in the town I grew up, and it's moving. They're gonna call it the same high school, I guess, but it'll be gone. So they were doing a farewell thing for the alumni of the high school. My friend Daryl, contacted me and let me know, who I haven't seen, I think, in 20 years since high school, through Instagram, and I ended up showing up, and there wasn't a ton of us there from my year. There was a lot of people, though. There was a lot of people from all the years. I mean, it's been open since 1950 or something like that. Holy shit. So that was just a weird feeling to be walking around your high school again and seeing stuff that's changed, but really not much has changed at all in 22 years. That felt really weird to me. It kinda, because nothing changed, it kind of felt like I was just there yesterday, but it's been 22 years since I've been in there, and, like, I went like, I had to go way down the hall to find my grad photo on the wall. Way down, babe. Ended up buying a yearbook from my grad year that I never got for $10. They were selling the old yearbooks, trying to clear out the old stock of yearbooks, I guess. So it was just a weird thing. I saw a bunch of people I haven't seen in a really long time, since high school, or at least in the mid 2000s. Went out for a drink and caught up. It seems like everybody's moved to some town called Innisfil. Innisfil's the place to move now, I guess, because you're still got a bit of a small town vibe there, but you can like go to Barrie or Bradford if you need anything. I don't know. Everybody's in Innisfil. I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck? Why is everyone in Innisfil? Is that the new Aurora? I don't even recognize Aurora anymore, man. It's fucking weird. That's where I grew up. So that was the second thing that happened. And then the third thing that happened was Mark Maron announced that he's stopping his podcast. And it was just that was a weird thing. I totally get why he's finishing and stuff, but he's like been such an inspiration for me to get into podcasting. When I started, he was like one of the only successful podcasters that were kind of sharing what they were doing. Because way back, 12 years ago, it was hard to figure out all this shit. How to host, how to distribute, how to do all this shit. It was difficult. And, you know, he said, like, I read like an interview with him, and they're like, well, what do you do? Like, if you can't record at home? And he's like, well, I have an H4n Zoom and I just plug a mic into it and I'll go and interview Carrot Top at his palace in Vegas or whatever the fuck. So I went out and I bought an H4n Zoom and I bought a mic, and I bought Blue Encore mics, but they require phantom power. See, Mark's not perfect. How are you going to be recording somebody with phantom power mics? The batteries are only going to last like 20 minutes. So you got to get just a good old fucking Shure SM58. They're delicious. They're not going to need any phantom power, and they're going to sound good. They have a rich fat ass bottom on it. So, it's like that guy's been so consistent. Like he's never missed a Monday or Thursday in 16 years. Like he's always delivered episodes Monday and Thursday. It's just like of all the podcasts that I listen to, all of them take some kind of hiatus sometimes. And he never did. Even when his like girlfriend died in the pandemic, early pandemic, his girlfriend died and it was horrible. She died suddenly. He was a fucking mess and he didn't miss a day. He didn't miss a fucking day, twice a week for 16 years. It's crazy. He's just like such a big part of the podcast community. We all owe him so much, man. And it's going to be crazy to not see those episodes uploading anymore on a Monday and a Thursday. So just those three things, the pod that I produced all those years. And he said he was leaving because, they're burned out. They're done. And I understand that. I was burned out with Confederacy of Dunks. You get to a point where it's like you just got to move on. Most podcasts don't last very long either. So it's like when you go the distance with them, whether you're making money or you're not making money, it doesn't matter. It's like you put this effort in day in, day out. It's just like it does take a hold on you. So it's just been like a weird week, a weird month, lots of I feel like I've talked about change being in the air constantly. I'm getting a lot closer to it now. More on that later. Let's just say. I don't want to I don't want to jump the gun, but there's some big changes in my life that are on the horizon, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm scared. I'm you know, I'm middle-aged, man. I got to figure this shit out. If I got to work another 20 to 30 years, it's time to figure out what that looks like. I got to start pointing the fucking compass in a different direction. You know what I mean? So in honor of Mark anyway, of him ending his podcast, which will happen sometime in the fall, uh I'm recording this intro right now on the H4n Zoom in honor of Mark. Okay. The rest of the show, we'll be back to our regular recording program on the bigger mic and the mixing board. I'm just in the Charlie Bucket studio like the old days, guys, back in the early 2017s. I'm in the bedroom right now, just cranking out this intro to you guys. Okay. So anyway, uh, sometimes life's weird and you just got to kind of giggle at it like a fucking little, monkey on a tricycle. Now, without further ado, let's get to the fitness update. Fitness update. Welcome back, guys. Fitness update. Here we go. Welcome back from the last segment you just heard. Obviously, there's been some time between the recordings, and now I'm back on the Shure SMB or whatever the fuck I have. Not the one that Michael Jackson recorded on. One down. They came out with a new one. That seems to be what everybody podcasting now is using. I'm seeing it a lot because it has the XLR and it also has USB capability built into it, and you don't need a cloud lifter. That's enough jargon for the fitness update. I'm sorry about that. Sorry in the good old Canadian way. I forgot to mention in the intro, talking about my weird week, that Dr. Alex Schwartz from episode 1 was a PhD student then, now a doctor. He was there. I contacted him, and I was hoping to see him, and he came to the high school. What I didn't tell him is that I had a huge panic attack when I got to the high school, and I had to go outside, and I didn't see him for about 40 minutes because I ran into some people, but I also had a panic attack because of being completely overwhelmed by the sensation of returning to my high school. And I think just the heat coming off people's bodies in the lobby. I don't usually get agoraphobic like that. I do. Since the pandemic, I do. I have a hard time in big spaces for some reason with people. Had a really hard time wearing masks in stores. Fucking killed me. But anyway, ran into Alex. He's doing well. He's living up in my neck of the woods, back in where he grew up. And we're going to hang out some more. But back to the fitness update. Let's leave that weird week in the fucking opening turd, right? So it's been wild. It's like I was doing well with the fitness, and then I fell off. And when you fall off, man, it's just like you're like, even this week, it's like I haven't worked out yet this week. It's Thursday, and it's too late now. I have to stop leaving my workouts for at night. I find that I feel like absolute shit the next day because I don't drink enough water. So you're just like dehydrated going to bed. You wake up like you're hungover. It's best to do in the morning, like Arnie said. Remember when I played that clip, Arnold Schwarzenegger? World's black and white till he works out. That's what I got to do. I got to get up. I got to work out. I got to start my day with those endorphins going. But I will say the workouts that I have been doing have felt good. I've been big into the squats. Again, episode 1, Alex told me, he's like, I asked him, I think, about what ab exercises are good. And he's like, just do squats. It's going to work half your body. And he's right. My left quad was like locked for 3 days because of the squats I was doing. Really enjoy the feeling of it too. It just feels like I'm accomplishing a lot at once. So I do recommend doing squats. Just even get some dumbbells. You don't have to get a barbell and put it on your shoulders if you don't have it. Just get some dumbbells and hold them down to your sides and start doing squats. You can just hold them and just squat normally. And man, it really, really, really works well. So haven't worked out this week, as I said. Kind of sucks. Hey, I do have a dog. I am walking the dog a lot more now. I don't know what's going on. My pants feel like they're getting, I got more space in them, but I don't know if I'm actually losing weight. I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. Maybe I'm just getting one of those weird middle-aged bodies where, like, the stomach is sucked in, but my, like, tits are big. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm going to figure it out, though. Going to Europe in a month, I'm going to, take Ozempic, Wegovy. I'm going to do it all. Just jab one in this thigh, jab one in that thigh. I want to be like 100 pounds when I go to Europe. No, I'm just kidding. But I will hopefully, I'd like to lose like 5 pounds before I go there. It'd be nice. Do I have to be the fat guy everywhere? Do I have to be the fucking fat guy? I can't believe I'm the fucking fat guy. I was a fucking fit motherfucking trainer. What the fuck happened to me? I got to check my blood or some shit. I don't know. I shouldn't be like this. Maybe I drink too much. Fuck it. Who cares? Now, if you're a longtime listener, which I know many of you are, during the pandemic, I lived into like a 10 by 10 office for years, and I did everything I could to not go insane. And one of them was I measured out distances, a kilometer from where I live to places in the world, and I tried to accomplish my exercise bike by getting there.
and slowly but surely we've gone through it. You can check the tapes. I've hit places like Jamaica. I think I've hit Beverly Hills. And there's only 2 left. There's only 2 left that I have up on the ledge that I was striving for. Now, the next one, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's like quite a bit further. And at this pace, it's going to take me quite some time, maybe another year or more to hit it. But this one was hit about a month or 2 ago. And since I haven't recorded in such a long time, I figured, I've been really excited. I got to say, I've been really excited to let you guys know where I finally have made it to. Are you ready for this shit? I'll give you a hint. Ready? 3, 2, 1. God, this song fucking slaps. If you haven't heard this before, this is the intro. The intro to the show Narcos, a great show about Pablo Escobar, about the Colombian cartels. That's right. I didn't make it just to Colombia. I made it to Medellin. Okay? Medellin. Say it with me. Medellin. Now that's where Narcos starts. That's where the story starts with Pablo Escobar, the Medellin cartel. Let me just see how far it actually was. Let me just see. It was 4,216 kilometers from where I live in Newmarket to Medellin. If I went on a straight line right across the ocean to Colombia, I fucking love Narcos. Can't believe it came out in like 2015 or some shit. Oh my God. Time is flying. Really great fucking song though. Man, what a way to start that show. Fucking sick. You think you know Pedro Pascal from fucking Last of Us? Come on. Some of us are the true originals. He also got his head squished on fucking Game of Thrones. Remember that? But this was where he fucking made it, man. Narcos. It was sick. I've never done cocaine, but I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by it. Everybody want to put that yeah up your yo-ya, you know? Everybody wants to get that sniff. I want to see, like, if somebody came out with a brick of pure Escobar from like 1986, back in the heyday of Escobar, they're like, this is legit. 86, probably pure Colombian, Medellin, Escobar. I might put a little on my gums. You know how they like to put it on their gums? I don't know if I'd snort. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll have a little snort. Fuck it. And I'll get really addicted to it. But I ain't gonna, I'm just gonna snort that brick. Okay, because it doesn't exist anymore. That the Medellin cartel is no more. And I can't get that fucking pure 1986. You know what I mean? Can't get it. So anyway, I made it to Medellin on the stupid exercise bike. So glad you guys are wrapped up in it. I get calls, I get emails, I get blue sky tweets all the time. Have you made any progress on that exercise bike thing? What's the last one? You know, I'll open it up. What is the last one? I'll tell you. It's like about 5,600 kilometers is the last one. And you figure it out, okay? I just gave you a big hint. A big hint, okay? Anyway, fitness, schmitness, doing my best. I've got weird eczema stuff going on. That might be stress. Who fucking knows? Let's get to some health news. Health news. News that is health related. Okay, we're going to just kind of sail through because I haven't done this in a couple months, so it's good to get one in. Just let you guys know I'm breathing, having a good time. Gonna cook a chicken pesto pasta when I'm done this pod. Wife's getting home from work. She's got no idea she's gonna have a chicken pesto pasta. She might hate it. She might love it. Who knows? I'm using ChatGPT for the recipe because that's how I live now. Let me tell you something. ChatGPT is fucking fantastic. If you're using any kind of software, like editing software, anything like that, not even ChatGPT, just even like Google's shit. It's like, it's just so much better if you just want to like learn a really dumb, easy thing that, you know, you don't want to read the fucking instructions for. It just gives it to you really nice, really quick. And I love it. I was putting all kinds on that fucking intro, that intro track that I did on the H4n. Shout out to the H4n. Okay. You know, I was putting different effects in through the bus and everything like that in Logic. And it really helped me. And I was like, fuck, I just like, I fucking loved it. It was beautiful. Beautiful. I loved it. Thank you, Gemini, or wherever the fuck it is. We're fucked. We're fucked. But anyway, let's talk about some of the health news. Now, this one I wanted to talk about because I'm starting to feel these effects. Now, I'm 40 years old, okay? I'm middle-aged. I'm halfway. If you make it to 80, as I've always said, you've won. Put a gun in your fucking head. Blow it off. You don't need to live through your 80s. Just make it to 80. Anyway, party lifestyles take a toll on your health from age 36. Researchers in Finland found relatively few consequences to heavy drinking and smoking in your 20s. But the damage mounts quickly afterwards. When people are young and they feel invincible, they seem to get away with night after night after night of chain smoking and binge drinking. Hell yeah! Okay? Like, I partied in my fucking 20s, my early 20s and shit. I partied. Shout out to my buddy Aaron, who he was a bad influence. We were bad influences on each other. Drank a lot, ate McDonald's late, still maintained a fitness. Metabolism wasn't gutted or anything like that. Shout out to Aaron. But there's new research that shows that a party lifestyle will take its toll on your health by age 36. And not just because hangovers get worse as you get older. So researchers in Finland tracked 371 people throughout their lives, investigating how vices, including smoking, binge drinking, and not exercising, affected health. There were relatively few consequences for people in their 20s. But by the time people reached their 30s, the unhealthy habits were found to result in ill health, including higher rates of depression, cancer, heart disease, lung disease, and early death. These harms remain consistent throughout people's 40s, 50s, and 60s. Now, scientists said it showed the importance of quitting smoking and cutting down on alcohol before you hit middle age in order to prevent years of ill health. Now, I feel like I have... I don't get drunk anymore. That's not like an alcoholic way of saying it. Like I don't get wasted. It's rare that I get wasted. Went to a friend's birthday last month. Got pretty drunk because of an overzealous fucking bartender. But and I felt horrible. I went to a hotel that night. Felt absolutely fucking horrible. 3 a.m, couldn't sleep. Heart was just like pounding. Felt like shit. I didn't even do no coke or drugs or anything like that. I think I did do a little bit of marijuana. I can't remember. I didn't inhale it, but I did drink a lot and I felt like shit. And I just like the last few times that I've maybe tied one on or just even had like 3 drinks, I've had a really hard time sleeping. And I know that drinking really fucks with your sleep. You don't get that REM, right? But that's just one thing. So let's take a look at this here. All 3 habits were associated with declines in both mental and physical health, with the effects apparent by the time participants were in their mid-30s. Indulging in all 3 habits was particularly bad for health in the long term. So I've been exercising. Now, I will say, it may not look like it, but I've been exercising pretty goddamn consistently over the last 5 years or so. And even further, I played ice hockey. We've talked about that on the podcast. 2017, I started doing that. I was playing floor hockey as well, probably a little bit earlier than 2017, like 2015, something like that. There were a couple years, like when we started this podcast back in 2014, I feel like I was really struggling with, I was working a lot from home, really long hours, and I wasn't getting enough exercise. I wasn't moving enough, but I have made an effort, and I keep, the great thing about the Apple Watch is that you can really keep track of when you're working out if you want to log it. That's why I like to log my exercises, just so you can keep track. I know that it can follow you and test, it can tell when you're exercising and blah, blah, blah. But I like to know when I was hitting the bike. I like to know when I was doing an outdoor bike. I like to know, you know, where the fuck are you? Oh, Bubs, my Bubs. You know my Bubs, Gus. He's just here sleeping. I like to know all the information of when I've been working out. I like that. So speaking of the Apple Watch, I did not hit my monthly badge, which it's like AA with fitness. It's like you miss out on one of those badges, you don't get your chip, and you feel like shit. And then the Apple Watch or the Apple Fitness, however you want to call it, it shames you with the next badge. So they just are like, hey man, 7 days. Can you close all your rings in one day 7 times? That's all you got to fucking do, you loser. And I'll do that, no problem. I'll do it, no fucking problem. Okay. So that's where I am. But back to the fucking drinking after your mid-30s and how it's just fucking horrible for you. I've got people in my life. I got an uncle right now who's a major alcoholic. He's been nothing but trouble for my mom over the last 2 years. This guy's so drunk. He's fallen. He's breaking femurs. He's breaking ribs. He's fucked. And he's still alive. And every time he's in the hospital and they say, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. This guy fucking comes back somehow. They said it to my mom today. He's back in the hospital. Doesn't look good. But what do you know? I fucking guarantee you he'll be out of there. He just needs to dry out for like a day or two. It's just fucking crazy. The amount of shit that guy's putting in his body, alcohol-wise, and fucking like opiate-wise and shit too. It's just fucking unbelievable. So, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with that. And we gotta. It's just apparently leading to so much more shit. Not only do you feel the effects of it, not only do you fucking feel the effects in your mid-30s on, I see why people slow down. And I'm really starting to not have the enthusiasm to get fucked up anymore. At least with alcohol, too. I don't know. I don't smoke cigs. I went to a work weekend about a month ago, and I did see I got fucked up. I got really fucked up, felt like shit. And it was the first time I had a cigarette in like 6 years. Regretted it. Fucking regretted it. Felt like I could taste it for days. No matter how much I scrubbed my teeth and tongue. Fucking gross. Why did I do it? It's such a good streak going. Anyway, the streak is starting again. It was just one little night. There's people that fucking smoke every day, right? Fuck it. The next article, okay, look, it's a bit of a mishmash, this one here, but it seems like are you seeing shit in the news a lot right now where they're just constantly telling you that like everything causes Parkinson's disease? Oh fuck, avoid this. Now, something that's very popular. Now, I think this also pertains to the United States more than it does to Canada. It could also be Canada too because of the use of pesticides. Now, there's a couple pesticides that they are talking about in this article that are banned in Canada, but they're not banned in the United States, that cause Parkinson's, they think. It's a type of pesticide, and it's saying that like if you live within 1 to 3 miles of a golf course, you have 126% higher chance of getting Parkinson's disease. So apparently if you golf a lot, you're really exposing yourself to some nasty fucking pesticides. You wouldn't think it. What did fucking James Joyce say, or whatever, fucking Mark Twain? He's like, oh, it's a lovely walk ruined. Also, you're getting breathing some toxic shit. Thank God I don't fucking, I go golfing up near my cottage. We had a fucking shitty 9-hole. There's deer piss divots in the golf green. They ain't spraying pesticides anywhere there. It's like a fucking like Burning Man desert field. It's terrible. If they're using pesticides in there, it ain't working, hun. You got to get something new. The deer piss is winning. So I don't really spend much time near golf courses, but you might want to look into that. I know some of you people, it's a big deal. You buy a house, you got the golf course in the background. It's beautiful. It might not be a mountain, it might not be a lake, but you got some nice trees and it's quiet. There's no cars there, but there's pesticides. And that's probably fucking leaching into your fucking yard too, right? Not good. Ah, good. There's actually one of the golf courses in Newmarket, very close to my in-laws. My wife used to work there when she was a young one. And they sold it and got rid of the golf course, and people were pissed. They're like, we paid to fucking have our ass backed up on a goddamn golf course, and now there's fucking houses jammed all in there behind where the golf course was, and it's saving their life. They don't even fucking know it. They don't even know. Save their fucking bacon. They be shaking daddy daddy, shaking daddy daddy. I don't want to get those daddy shakes. Ooh, daddy shakes. I don't want to get, oh no. Oh no, is that the name of the episode? It's daddy shakes. Here we go, folks. Just having a little, I don't know, little iced tea, a little spike to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll post the articles anyways. Check it out. Okay, Parkinson's and fucking golf courses and also ultra processed food. Saying it's just like fucking, if you drive on the left side, you'll get Parkinson. Whatever the fuck. It just seems like everything's out to get you these days. I just want to party and not feel like shit, and I don't want to get the shakes, the daddy shakes. Fuck. So there's not much really to talk about in the other shit other than in very current news. Finally, we've seen Elon Musk and Trump turn on each other, and there's just like, it's probably, as I'm speaking right now, there's barbs being thrown left and right with these two idiots on social medias. They are threatening each other. They are, accusing. It's just, they're like children. And Elon Musk, and I've talked about the obtuse triangle head of a man, how much I dislike him. I quit Twitter a year and a half ago when the Confederacy of Dunks podcast ended for me, and I never looked back. And that was before all his other shit really started to stir up. So I've been long gone, thank you, Mom, from Twitter. And he's just fucking... He's the absolute fucking worst. He's been tweaking on drugs. It's like, we've been saying it the whole time. Now it's like he can't hold his fucking pisser. So he's got to go to Trump and be like, you got to share the Depends. From here in the fucking Oval Office with the, why don't you share? You got a bag of Depends under the fucking table. I'm doing too much ketamine. Doing too much of this shit. Adderall, ketamine, I'm fucked. And you just see all these, it's like, he's got all these fucking wild videos where he's tripping balls. It's just, I can't even, it's like nothing feels real anymore. Nothing feels real. I will say that I just watched that Paul Rubens doc about Pee Wee Herman. If you don't know who Paul Rubens is, he's Pee Wee Herman. Grew up with Pee Wee, loved Pee Wee in the 80s, was a big Pee Wee's Playhouse Pee Wee's Playhouse? Yeah. The show, the Big Top. I like Big Top. People didn't like Big Top. I like Gina Piccola-Poopola. Gina Piccola-Poopola is one of the most beautiful women of the 80s and early 90s. I had such a crush on her. Of course, Big Adventure. He's fucking amazing. Paul Rubens was fucking amazing, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's the best part of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And then he got this was a gay man living closeted his whole fucking life, so that he could have a career. And, I don't know, he jerked off in a fucking porn theater. Do people go to porn theaters and not jerk off? Why are you going there? The plot? Are people just sitting there watching naked sex fucking happening and then they just leave? Like they're watching another Tom Cruise movie? I don't understand. I've never been in one of those fucking porn theaters because obviously I don't want to get slung with cum. I mean, they just seem disgusting. It's like that's a place where people jizz everywhere. And yes, he was a children's fucking entertainer, and I guess that doesn't, that doesn't look good. It's not good. He should have done it. I'm not saying but it's like he wasn't at the premiere of Hocus Pocus or something. You know what I mean? I know he shouldn't have done it, but the poor fucking guy. And then all the other shit tying him to Jeffrey Jones. It's like, yeah, I don't think he had anything nefarious. It was just some like vintage gay porn or something from like the fucking 50s or some shit. There was like nothing. They found nothing. And that poor fucking guy spent the last 30 years of his life where people are like, some people are afraid of him. Some people think he's a pedophile. I fucking forgive Pee-wee. You should fucking too. Watch the doc. He's a fucking genius. And I wish I had his gumption to fucking perform and stuff. Like that guy and like all the weird shit he was doing in the fucking Warhol. You know, he was fucking weird, dude. And I was into the weird shit too, bro. Fucking Paul Rubens. Watch Buffy and tell me he's not the best part of that fucking movie. He's the best part. And I love that they go through it. I love that in the movie they say like he wanted to look like his mugshot as much as possible, which I noticed he did. It's like he's got the goatee and the long hair, which I thought was very funny. And he's fucking funny, scary, great. He was fucking awesome. And I said R.I.P. Paul Rubin when he died a couple years ago, but the doc's out now, so everyone's talking about him. And have we put Gene Hackman to rest yet? Poor fucking guy. Didn't have his mind, and he's fucking like, oh God. It's like they're giving way too much information about Gene Hackman. It's like, God, just let the guy. It's a terrible thing. They both died, and he was like dead, really bad Alzheimer's. He fucking didn't know what to do. His wife was dead for a week. He probably just thought she was sleeping on the floor. He probably didn't know who she was. Fuck's sake, let's leave Gene Hackman alone. That guy was fucking sick. Last thing I'll talk about. Someone left a Diet Coke on like the Sentinel Island or whatever. You know that island off of India? It's what is it? Fucking Sentinel. What the fuck is it? I can't even. Yeah, North Sentinel Island. So the fucking YouTubers and shit. I'm so glad I didn't have this stuff when I was younger. I would have probably stuck a rod, like a uranium rod up my ass or something for plays as a kid. Like they're doing the dumbest shit. They're jumping into still water. They're going cave diving in small fucking crevices. People are dying in the dumbest ways. And people have died at this island before. You fucking show up and they see you there, they're going to kill you. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what a Diet Coke is. You leave a fucking Diet Coke for these people? They won't know how to crack it open. They won't know how to fucking crack it open. They won't know how to hit that tab, hear that hiss, and be taken away to diet ecstasy. And so this guy went there looking for him, of course, and he could get 5 years in jail. Apparently it's banned. He can't go there. People have been killed. And he left a Diet Coke on the beach with a coconut or something. It seems like a fucking shitty Kardashian commercial or something. Like they pick up the Diet Coke and start dancing. I don't know. If I was one of them and I cracked a fucking cold DC, I would fucking shish kebab everyone in sight. I would be fucking jacked. I'd feel so good and I'd want more. I'd fucking just start swimming. I'd be like, my feet would be like a propeller. I'd be fucking roaming the fucking ocean like a shark looking for more of that fucking sweet DC. It's the best. Fuck all y'all who are against aspartame. Look it up. Look at this shit up in fucking Coke, like all the stuff, the no-calorie Coke. All this shit, they're like, this is bad for you, that's bad for you. There's higher levels in vegetables. You fucking heard it here first, dog. So just stay away from that island if you could. We don't want any more fucking, death. And I don't want them to have a warm DC. Because he probably left it on the beach. It's going to be fucking warm. And that's no way to fucking enjoy a DC, babe. All right, so that's it. Oh, man. That's it for episode 128. We finally got through it. Bit of a weird one, but hey, What isn't weird in this day and age? Keep your fucking head to the ground, squint your eyes, and keep moving. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in 129, the second half of June. Enjoy your last little bit of spring. Summer's coming. Summer's coming.